All right, you may or may not have seen this during class, but we're going to work on solving rational equations, and we're going to introduce some topics sort of by working with some problems that help us sort of point to or help us to kind of figure out what's happening here without explicitly stating virtually everything. So hopefully we will catch on together here. So we have this problem. We have a problem. And we're going to put our solution here, and we're going to show how we know our solution path right there. And our problem here first is, what do you have to add to 7 to equal 0? So we have 7, and we're going to add something to it, and then we're going to, whatever we're going to add to it is going to add up to the sum of 0. So you might think, okay, I have 7, and I know that if I add -7 to 7, that's going to be 0. So your solution is -7. Now, let's look at the next one. And we have 10 plus x equals 0. And you might already have an idea of what that is or not. So think about it for a moment. And you might want to pause the video now and write down what you think the solution is. Okay, we'll continue now. So if we have 10, and we add some number x to it, we don't know what that is, equals 0, then we might think, okay, well, then if I add 10 plus a -10, that's going to be equal to 0. So the solution, it would be -10. 10 plus -10 would equal 0. And then we have one more of these additions where we have 3 plus y equals 0. And so we might think 3 plus some number y equals 0. Pause the video now to work this out for yourself. It's always better to work them out for yourself. And then, of course, you can play the video to check to see if what I'm writing matches what you are writing. Okay, hopefully you have paused the video and done the problem yourself, and now we'll continue. So if we have 3 plus y equals 0, we might think 3 plus some number y is 0. So that number would have to be -3, because if we are given 3 and then we take away 3, then we have nothing left. So we should have 0. And so our solution is -3. We had a problem. We showed how we know the solution path, and then we wrote down our solution. And now we'll continue to this question. What do you have to multiply 1/3 by to equal 1? And so we're saying 1/3 times some amount equals 1. Okay. Let's think of this. Well, let's pretend, what if it was 1/3 times 2? That would be equal to 1/3 times 2 over 2 ones, because 2 is 2 ones. And then we could multiply the fractions going across this way. And 1 times 2 is 2. 3 times 1 is 3. And that would give us the solution of 2/3. And 2/3 is not equal to 1. So we would have to multiply 1/3 by a number greater than 2 for our answer to be greater than 2/3 and equal to 1. So let's consider what we might do. So what if it were 3? Then we would rewrite this as 1/3 times 3 over 1, because 3 is 3 ones. And when we multiply it across, we would have 1 times 3, 1 times 3 over 3 times 1, and that's going to be equal to 3 times 3, and 3 over 3 is going to be equal to 1. So yes, that works. We know our solution. What number do we have to multiply 1/3 by to equal 1? We need to multiply by 3. And what we're learning now, or becoming, I guess, we're familiarizing ourselves with the idea of recognizing what numbers we need to multiply to equal 1, or what numbers we need to add together to equal 0. Because these two things are going to help us to solve rational equations. All right, off to our next question. And our next question is, what is 2/3 times 3/2? And if we multiply across, we have this is going to be equal to 2 times 3 over 3 times 2, which is equal to 6 divided by 6. And you know, I should have done this over here, right, where our solution paths are supposed to be. And we know that 6 divided by 6 is going to be equal to 1. Okay? And so we know our answer is what is the answer to this? Well, that's going to be equal to 1. We'll continue with this next section after we pause the video.